How's it going, folks?
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you. Jay is also the owner of the legendary Wall Ball Worldwide. I'm sure a lot of you guys are following or on the site.
If you're not following us, go on Facebook, go on IG, hit that like button and follow us because, hey, we're out here, we're out there.
We got to keep the community going.
All around the world. Europe, California.
We're global. And we got to keep the community going.
Exactly.
Yeah, and thriving, and that's a great thing. Thank you for doing what you do. We appreciate you.
Sure.
When did you start playing handball?
Boy, I started playing handball in about 1986 in the Bronx. I went to junior high school 127, so a lot of people know that. That's the legendary Castle Hill courts where now they have the Battle of the Gladiators. So I went to that school.
Wow.
My lunchroom window, I can see out. The courts are right there. For lunch, we used to go play ball. And I'm quick to catch a call next.
That's awesome.
So this will be going. I'll be going into my 35th year playing handball.
Wow.
Playing handball for longer than some of these guys have been alive.
Right. And you look younger than a lot of people out there in these streets.
I'm a young 47. All right.
Beautiful, gorgeous. Wow.
Thank you.
Tell you, this sport is great. It keeps you young.
It can keep you young. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to keep moving around.
So have you been playing consistently?
I still play. Yeah, I still play. I mean, unfortunately due to COVID, it's been limited tournament-wise, but I still play. Last year, the last tournament I played in was in London, England.
Oh, I love that.
London, England, we played for the Euro One World Tour, so shout out to them. If you're not following them,
shout out to them. Shout out to Euro One World Tour.
The most official program in the world. Euro
Wow.
One World.
Really?
The only official ranking in the world. So we played out there. I had COVID prior to that. Fainted, broke a rib, still went there and won the doubles.
Woo!
In the 40 plus. So shout out to my partner Jasper from the Netherlands.
So you were playing with Jasper, who's from the Netherlands, and you were, when you guys won the doubles.
Yeah,
dope.
Thankfully, again, props to Jasper, for being my partner and hanging in there with me. We did win the doubles. I got my gold medal and everything.
I love that.
So
Congrats.
it's great. The Euro One World Tour has an excellent program that's very welcoming to people from around the world. So I encourage people here in New York to sharpen their game, go out there and test themselves. You'll be surprised at the level of play out there. And handball started in Ireland. It's not a New York game.
What? No, it is a New York game, but guys, it is a New York game, but it started in Ireland.
Okay, so let's remember that, all right? The Irish brought it here to New York.
Oh, got it.
And we adopted it, all right? So,
guys, we're getting a history lesson here, okay?
When I was growing up, we think, some Puerto Rican guy invented handball.
Well, you know what? I didn't know.
No.
And for me, I grew up in New York, and I don't play handball, but I only see it in New York. When I travel to the United States, a lot of times I see it in these parks.
Handball is a worldwide game. Handball is played in several countries around the world.
But there's a concentration, it seems, in these 5 boroughs.
The Mecca, like if we want to call the Mecca of handball is New York City. Just like the Mecca of basketball.
Right, got you.
It's played all around the world.
I love it.
In the United States, the second biggest market for handball is California.
That's where you're living now.
That's where I live now.
So guys, Jay is from the BX, props to the BX. And now he's uptown, and now he's in San Jose, California.
Now I'm in San Jose, California, and I started developing a one-wall handball scene in the Bay Area, in the Campbell, because California is predominantly 3-wall handball. They play off 3 walls. And they play other versions called C-wall, where it's like a 1-wall court, but you have a side wall that sticks out. There's different variations, or a slope slide, triangle, and that's a good shot. You can hit those corners. That's all good shots. We played long alley or long wall, 3-wall. So there's different versions of the game. 1-wall courts exist there, but not very many people play 1-wall. And so recently, over the last couple of years, I've developed a little training squad. Now guys are playing. I have some of my guys actually playing right now in Fresno, California.
I love that. In a tournament?
And we have some New Yorkers. Shout out to Herman Mendez, who's also out there. Shout out to the Gooch, Joe Gooch, who's also out there. Who's from here in New York.
Love it. Shout out to you guys. Hope you guys are winning for us, and I'm sure you are. So that being said, actually, a question I have is, so what do you think is a tougher game? Is it the C-wall, the 3-wall, the 1-wall?
Yes. All right. A lot of New Yorkers are not going to like to hear this. The harder game is 3-wall.
Wow.
The harder game is 3-wall. Okay? It's so much easier to take walls away than it is to add walls.
Because you're focusing only in one direction.
Because this is your native thing. When you play New Yorker, you play 1-wall your whole life. there's no walls. You can run out that way, you can get the ball. Not as a wall in your way.
Yeah.
Or now somebody can hit it off a corner and hit it this way, and you're like,
you're all over the place.
You're all over the place. So it's harder for one-wallers to adjust to the California way of playing, where for the California player, in a game or two, they adjust to the long line, the outlines are like, all right, it's still handball. It's still...
So if they come here, do they feel out of sorts, or do they feel like this is a little simpler?
They will feel out of sorts to a certain degree, but it's easier for them to adapt.
Yeah, because it's like, oh shit, I only have to focus on one instead of three.
Yeah, and after this focus on the wall, now they just focus on hitting the ball and hitting shots.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, there's a different style of play generally between the two. New York style is shooter style, killer shot. Everybody wants to kill. Everybody wants to kill. So it's a much more upfront, up-court style of play for the most part. California is more passing shot because they tend to punch the ball more. So they're gonna hit the ball. They don't care about the style points. Here in New York, everybody wants to look good when they hit the ball. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know, over there they don't really care as much. They just want to get the point. So they hit the ball like deeper shots. And for some New Yorkers, that could be a frustrating thing.
Right.
It's a different style of play.
Interesting.
It's like oil and water sometimes.
Right. Seems like you know a lot. I love this. So are you a lefty, righty? Do you do both?
I'm a righty, naturally, but I play both. I'm ambidextrous.
Of course.
When I was a kid, I used to pitch with my left hand. I used to, I used to be a pitcher, and I used to try to pitch with both. So that's what helped me with my handball game, to learn how to play with both. But
very cool.
Or backhand or whatever.
So what were your local parks in the Bronx, and what were your local parks in California?
In the Bronx, Castle Hill again. Castle Hill 127, that's my home court. It'll always be my home court. That's my home neighborhood, right? So that's where I grew up. So, and 106, so if anybody knows that neighborhood, 106, right around the corner. I used to like to go there. I used to have a girlfriend across the street.
I love it. The guys are always playing for the girls.
Where else I used to play? On Zariga, St. Peter's Park, and Orchard Beach. Orchard Beach on the Sundays, you can find me in Orchard Beach. Friday night, Yankee Stadium, 161st Street on the back. Before, it's the old stadium. In the back, Friday nights was a hangout, and there was a lot of, people hanging out there.
Yeah.
Out there and
So
stuff.
that's so fun, and you're like playing your game.
We would play and hang out.
They're like, all the girls are like, ooh, yeah,
something like that.
He's
and I'm
the
like,
champ. He's
young
the
18J.
And then how about, what is your best shot?
Oh, best shot. Boy, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I would say my signature shot is power right down the middle.
Power right down the middle.
Power right down the middle. So for all you young guys out there, C players watching this, you don't always got to hit a corner shot. One of the hardest shots for your opponent to return is a kill right in front of you, because now they have to get around you to get to the ball. Right? So I'll deliberately hit the ball with my legs open and let it go right between my legs, because you're not going to get it.
I love that. That's a good one. C players, you just learned something.
C players, you learned something.
Okay, good. And being that you just taught them that, can you give us another one of your techniques or a piece of advice for any of these players that are learning, that need to learn something like that?
Condition your arm. Condition your arm from an old school guy. Take care of your arm. Ice is your friend, okay? So don't be so machismo about getting on the court and just playing. Make sure you stretch, make sure you condition. If you want to be an elite player, your conditioning cannot be limited to your playtime on the court. You got to put work into on the gym, and for you guys here in the city of New York, you got to have a clean diet. That's hard to do here. Eat clean, okay? Because you are what you eat.
Amen. You are.
Right? You are what you eat.
Yeah, that's for everybody, guys. And then we didn't shout out any parks in San Francisco, so I want to give them some props.
Oh, my court's out there is Campbell, California. That's hometown. Campbell, shout out to my Campbell
California. We love you.
But also shout out to Stockton, them Stockton boys. That's my dudes.
Stockton boys.
Stockton, Tracy, Lodi. Those are my dudes.
Tracy, Lodi. We're gonna come out and see you guys.
That's my dudes out there. And also Ocean Beach in San Diego.
Ocean Beach.
Eric Painter.
Eric Painter. We're gonna keep our eyes out for you.
Young kid, yeah.
And then last question I have is, do you have any affirmations, mantras, or something you tell yourself? Just keep yourself going.
I have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Right? We say
give us some.
You don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? That's one, right?
Awesome.
But another thing that I see a lot on the courts is that, don't let things that you can't control. Don't sweat the things you can't control. Okay? Do not sweat the things you can't control.
Powerful.
Don't waste your time being angry. about nonsense. It's a game, okay? All right? So let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. That shot, oh, that was out. Let it go.
You lost to a lower class player.
If you're a great player, it should not matter what that call was. Play your game, all right? And have less stress. Be at peace with yourself. Don't stress, okay? That's the best advice I can give a young person.
That's awesome.
Don't sweat the things you can't control.
Sometimes I guess like B or A players, if they're losing to a lower ranked player, they may feel that way too. Or
even the Yankees get beat every once in a while.
Exactly, right? so true.
And they say even like if you're using a baseball term, even the smallest guy in the team can run into one every once in a while and hit a home run. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. To know who's truly the best, you have to see who's the best over a long period of time. Okay? And that's why having a ranking system and scoring system is so vital. It's not just who won the tournament, it's who won over a season. And that's what I'm trying to get through the Warble Worldwide and trying to promote that platform with other people who are trying to do the same thing. Like Euro One War, they have the true ranking system.
Okay.
And we are, hope I'm not letting the cat out the bad guys, mates, but we're alpha testing a system right now for ranking systems that people can use at any park, anywhere in the world.
Well, that's great because that's just going to bring the game up also where we need it to go so that people can start making this a big deal just like they do basketball and football and make a career out of it at some point.
The key word there, game. So if you notice everything I said, I refer to as game.
Yeah.
Because this is still a game. It's not a sport yet. It's not a sport yet.
But when are we going to make it a sport?
It'll be a sport when we have rules, regulations, formats, ranking, scores.
And that's what you're creating.
Total leagues and leagues. It will not be a sport until we have all of those things.
We need that, and we're looking forward to it. We'd love to collaborate with you, Jay. Jay, Wallball Worldwide, guys. Keep your eye out. We're going to make this happen.
Follow us, give us,
You're awesome.
Smash the like button, follow us.
Please
We're
do.
always going live. And hey, thank you for having me.
You're amazing.
Thank you for support. I appreciate you.
All my love. Thank you so much. All right, guys.